Oh, okay.
All right, welcome everyone to our first class of the Granite Family History Center Tuesday evening classes via Zoom. And this evening, we'll have an overview of the Family History Guide website. I'm Bob Taylor, and Bob Ives and I are heading up the Family History Guide Association. So this evening, we'll give you an inside look at what's inside the Family History Guide, so you can use it for your own research or you can help other people with theirs. Okay, so I'm going to use this little slide deck to keep me oriented with what we're going to be covering in the presentation. First of all, overview video. This is the home page here. It's thefhguide.com. It's a free website, and the purpose is to greatly increase the number of people actively involved in family history worldwide and make everyone's family history journey easier, more efficient, and more enjoyable. We call those the 3 E's. So on the home page here, this button number 1 is for an overview video. This is on our YouTube channel. So when I click that, it goes out and it starts up a video. And I won't watch much of that, but it's about 2 minutes long, and it's a great way to get familiar with what the basic elements of the Family History Guide are. Okay, so next we have the tour. So button number 2 here. The tour, when you click it, opens up a pop-up panel here on the left. And this has links that you can explore however you like. So if you're wondering about getting started or partner projects or finding a country page, whatever it is, you can click links here and explore these kind of at your own leisure with whatever you're interested in. So this is a good way to introduce someone else as well to the Family History Guide, or to become more familiar with what's in it yourself. And then you can click the panel to close it as well. So that's the tour. All right, button number 3 is get started. So this is our 1, 2, 3 approach. So if you are maybe thinking that there's a lot of information in the Family History Guide and you're not quite sure where to begin, these 3 buttons here are a great place to do that. So let's take a look at button number 3, get started. I'll click that. It opens up a separate page in the Family History Guide. And this get started page is question and answer driven. So in other words, you've got this basic question: what would you like to know about your ancestors and what are you curious about? One of the ways to make family history more meaningful for people is to help them understand how they relate to it. In other words, people can get into family history a lot of different ways, and there's not just one way to do it. So the get started page helps people locate what they're interested in, what might be their passion, and then to explore that. So for example, if you're interested in memories such as photos, documents, and stories, you could click this link here and it takes you to a series of questions. And for example, if you're interested in how you might collect family records from others, you would click that and you go immediately in the Family History Guide to a section that helps you step by step collect memories from other people with links to articles, videos, and so forth. So I will close that up. Incidentally, if you're ever on a whatever page in the Family History Guide and you want to get back to the home page, it's pretty easy to do. All you have to do is click this logo up here in the upper left, and you'll get back to the home screen there. Menus. So across the top, we see this series of menus, and as I move my pointer over them, you'll see drop-down menus appear. This is basically how you navigate your way around in the Family History Guide, and you can find just about anything you need to in the Family History Guide by using these top menus here, and we'll explore them a little bit later. So if I were to narrow this screen a bit, watch what happens to the top menu when I get to a certain point. It disappears, and now you get this familiar 3-line menu, and the menu items now appear here on the left. This approximates a tablet or even down to the size of a phone display. So people sometimes ask, is there an app for the Family History Guide? And the answer is no, because the website automatically recognizes what type of device you're using, and it formats the screens according to that. So if you're on a phone or tablet or desktop, whatever, you'll get the Family History Guide in a format that helps you use it optimally. So no separate app to download. That's a good thing. Languages. Let's go up here to select language. The Family History Guide is available in 100 languages, basically everything that Google Translate supports. So if I go here to Spanish, for example, now we have the Family History Guide translated into Spanish. And I can go back and return to English. So this is great for people who may not be speaking English as their primary language. And there are also other translation aids and tools available on the site in different places. Search. So if you're looking for something particular in the Family History Guide website, you can use the search button. It's this magnifying glass up here in the top, and this appears on every page in the website. So I'll click that. And it basically does a Google search within the website. This does not take you out to the basic or the overall internet, but it remains inside the website. So if I were curious about adoption records, I could click that and then use one of these result links, and I go immediately in the Family History Guide to where it talks about adoption records and how to find them. So that's a good thing to use. If you can't seem to find what you're looking for, use the search button there. That's a great way to get quick access to information. Today's tip. So up here in the top again, and on each of the pages, you'll find a link for today's tip. And today happened to be developing a census research strategy. And if you click this See All Tips, you'll see a collection of all the tips we've been doing. And we're, I think, about 350 or close to 400 tips now, going back in time. So this is a good place to just gather some fun facts and research tips and information about family history as you go day by day. The tip of the day is published Monday through Friday in the Family History Guide. Intro menu and frequently asked questions. Okay, up here in the left, intro menu. Let's go down a ways to frequently asked questions. And you can pick a topic. So if you want to learn more about the Family History Guide, click that. We started in July 2015. Yes, it's free, and you can just get answers to questions that you might have. What's our relationship with Family Search? For example, we are an approved training partner of the Family Search. And whatever other questions you have, you can just click and find a link and go for it. Topics. Also in the intro menu, I'll go almost to the bottom. You see a link for topics. And if you remember the yellow pages, that was an alphabetical listing of people, places, and so forth. So in the Family History Guide, we have an alphabetical listing of basic topics. Here you will notice the adoption records that we looked at before. And if you're curious about marriage records, for example, you can click and go exactly in the Family History Guide where you would find more information about that. So two basic ways to find what you need in the Family History Guide. One is the search button here, and the other is using topics in the intro menu. Features help. Also in the intro menu, right about there. And this gives you a little bit more detail than the tour, the pop-up tour panel did. So you can go scroll down through these and find additional information about navigation links, activities, tips, countries, whatever you might be interested in. Features help. Learning system. Okay, also in the intro menu, about halfway down, the learning system. The Family History Guide is built on a flexible but powerful learning system. So it helps you learn what you need and find what you need just in time. So a good way to describe this, there's a graphic here that you can see, and this lady is standing next to three boxes, projects, goals, and choices. You can think of projects as a large size box of information. Inside projects, there are goals, which are like medium-sized boxes of information. And inside goals, we have choices. And in the choices is where you would find step-by-step instructions and the links to articles and videos. So probably a good way to illustrate that firsthand is to go on to the next item here, which are the projects and goals in the Family History Guide. So up here in the upper left, we have 4 learning paths. We have Family Search, Ancestry, MyHeritage, and Find My Past. You can learn just about anything you need to know about Family Search, Ancestry, MyHeritage, and Find My Past by using these projects numbered 1 through 8 in the drop-down menus. So let's take a look at project number 1, Family Tree. In project number 1, you'll see some information here. Across the top are the goals. These are like the medium boxes of information. Right now we're in the navigate goal, but you could also switch over to how do I add ancestors, for example, and there's a separate goal for that. Or how do I get alternate views such as fan chart, portrait, and so forth, and there's a goal for that as well. So across the top in any of the projects, you're going to find the list of goals that you can jump to. Let's go back to goal number 1, and I'll show you a few more things that are inside the goal. The smaller size boxes are called choices. So here's choice A, sign into Family Search, move around the tree. And here you have step-by-step instructions with links to articles. It's nice that the Family History Guide can give you 2 different avenues. You can read through the steps and follow them, or you can go out to complete articles, read those as well, or you can do both. It's kind of up to you, and you have flexibility there. Now, if I wanted to see a list of all the choices that exist in this goal, I can use this Close Choices button up here. When I click that, all of the intermediate text in those choices is temporarily hidden, so I can see just the titles of the choices. And then I can say, okay, choice D, that looks interesting. You click it again, and the text reappears with links to the articles and videos, so forth. Or you can do the close choices button now has reverted to open choices, so I can click that and all of the choices open up again. Okay, within a choice, besides the steps and the article and video links, we have summaries. So this basically has a bullet list of what you would be learning in this choice. And exercises. So if you're good at this particular choice, you'll be able to do this thing. And if you're proficient, you'll be able to do that thing there. So the exercises give you a way to measure your progress and help you reinforce what you're learning there. Okay, show me videos. For a lot of the goals, there are also show me videos. So I am going to move this just a bit here. Here we go. Show me goal number 1. And when I click that, it opens up a YouTube video. I'm just going to scroll ahead a bit here. And basically, you can see that the cursor is moving up here. If I can get it, I have to click play, of course. So the idea there is that you get a visual demonstration. You get a cursor that moves through different screen options and shows you what happens when you do things in Family Search, for example. So I can close that up, but I might mention that when you're working on Family Search, for example, learning different aspects of it with the Family History Guide, you can basically divide your screen in half and have one browser tab with the Family History Guide, another browser tab with Family Search, or if you have 2 monitors, you can put one on each monitor, which is a nice way to go as well. Choice features. Okay, I think we pretty much covered that with the summaries and exercises. Print feature, let's talk about that. So sometimes people ask us, is there a printed version of the Family History Guide? And the answer to that is no, there's not. Because A, it would be really, really big, and B, it would get out of date fairly quickly, and you'd have to, recreate the PDFs and that type of thing. It's a lot of work. However, we do have a print feature that can accomplish a lot of what you need there. So I'm going to go up in the header area with the goal list. There is a print button in each of these lists. So when I click that, it says print friendly page is generating. And here you have a list of all the information, but it's in a much more printer-friendly format. Notice what happens when I click this graphic, for example. You can selectively hide items in the print view. I can just keep clicking items and hide as many as I want. So you can pare down your list of printed material to print just what you want. If you found that you made a mistake and you've hidden too much, you simply click the undo button several times, and you'll notice that all of the things that you previously hid are back there so you can deal with them again. You can print to paper or print to a PDF either way. So it's a pretty handy feature there. I'm going to close that up. Next, photos and documents. So we were talking about a family tree here, and in project 1 family tree, you have all these different goals. Moving to project 2, this is project 2 memories, and you have photos, documents, stories. So browsing memories, how to upload, tag photos and so forth, how to add stories in family search, gather records from others, lots of great skills that you can develop and strategies for how you would gather your memories and how they can be part of your research or things that you can share with other people as well. So that's a bit about memories. And notice that there is a separate tree and memories project like docs and photos in all of these different learning partners. So you get this same type of thing, except when you get to Ancestry, for example, and you're looking at docs, stories, and photos. If I go over here to create and edit stories, for example, then these are screenshots from Ancestry. So these apply to what Ancestry is doing. You notice up here it says AN. That means Ancestry specific, upload photos, Ancestry specific. Where it doesn't have the AN, this information is the same as you would see in family search projects. So these are shared across all the partners, while these are specific to particular partners. Research projects shared. Let's go up here to project number 4, Discover. And as I was just mentioning, the shared projects are the ones without the platform or partner name in abbreviation. So for the project 4, Discover or Research, we have get organized, identify a line to do research on, form a strategy. For example, in forming a strategy, you'll notice this list of articles and videos. These represent what we think are some of the best learning resources. So as you learn principles for effective research, for example, you don't have to worry about going out and Googling all sorts of information to try to find out, let's see, what should I be learning and how should I be going about this? We've taken the heavy lifting out of that for you so you can find just what you need. And I can even do a closed choices here. Research plan, using memories, naming patterns, and so forth, to get off to a good start with learning about your research and what you need to do. Okay, let's take a look at one of the family search specific goals in this project, research tools. I'm going to do a closed choices on this, and here we see that we could learn about genealogies, the family search catalog, books, historical images on family search wiki, and surname lists. So some great things to get you off to a solid base in your research. Okay, partner research tools. We looked at one there. Let's go over to Ancestry and research there. And here you have some ones that are specific to Ancestry, searching records and collections. What do you do with your search results in Ancestry? We have a whole goal that's dedicated towards helping you look through those, redo searches, refine searches, and so forth, step by step. So there's also all sorts of other aspects you can explore there. Another shared goal here, I will go over to solve problems. This is the equivalent in Family Search, Ancestry, or whatever partner. And let's do a closed choices in solve problems. Avoiding common mistakes, dealing with potential problems in records, using creative problems to solve problems in non-typical ways. What alternatives can you try when your research slows down? This is like breaking through brick walls in research. So there's some great information there from industry experts to help you along. Knowledge base. Okay, up here in the Family Search menu, and actually it's in all of these partner menus here. Let's take a look at knowledge base. So in my house, we have what I call a snack pantry, and it's one of my favorite places to go. Mostly healthy, but I'll admit there are a couple of really yummy but not that healthy things in there. Anyway, a snack pantry, excuse me, the knowledge base is like a snack pantry. You can use these categories up here. We were just talking about brick walls, for example. And you can click an item and you get all of these bullet points, kind of like bite-sized nuggets of information to help you raise your genealogy IQ. Let's see, what else have we got? Timelines, working with timelines, accuracy limitations in the United States Census. So whatever you're interested in, you can pick a topic here and go look at particular bullet items within that to help you raise your awareness and your skill level in basic research. Goldie May. Okay, in the Family Search menu, Goldie May is a Chrome extension that's free. And in the Family History Guide, basically what we have here is the documentation for Goldie May. It explains, first of all, how to install and use the Goldie May extension. So the Goldie May extension basically is like an intelligent research assistant for doing census research primarily in the United States. And it's wonderful because I have it loaded up here and it asks you to sign into Family Search. And then if I sign in here, then it's going to open up my Goldie May tabs, and it shows you, you can go through research and look at these objectives. And when you click objectives, there are tasks that you can do, and there's a research log of things that you've been able to do. Notice in the tasks that it has suggestions for things that you might want to do. So this is a great way because the Goldie May actually goes out and finds where the gaps are in your family tree, and it suggests some solid approaches that you can use in reviewing census data. So very helpful and free. There's also some paid features, but the free version gives you a lot of great resources to use. Surname ebooks. Let's take a look at that. So up here under Discover, Surname ebooks. So these are free books that are online that are collections of information about particular surnames. So if I scroll down a bit, I could go to Allen, for example, and this takes me to the Healthy Trust site, which has thousands and thousands of free ebooks, and you could page your way through this Jira Isham Allen book, for example, and just scroll down and view and change your resolution and so forth, and hopefully get some interesting information there. I'm going to close that up. I'll show you another one, the Ainsworth surname. And this one opens up a book on the Internet Archive. So you can page through this and find information there. So this is a great way to do some exploration of surname research if you happen to have some surname books that have been written about your ancestors, primarily in the early United States. All right, partner apps. Let's go up here to Family Search. First of all, notice at the bottom it says Family Tree app and Memories app. So these goals help you learn how to use Family Tree app for Family Search. So it's got your familiar goals, choices. You could learn how to map my ancestors, for example, and get all the step-by-step instructions there. Likewise with Ancestry, the Ancestry app, here are all the instructions for how to use that, whether it's navigating or exploring hints on your phone, even DNA matching. You've got all the steps that are important there as well. Activities. Let's go over here halfway across the menu. And the Family History Guide has over 200 built-in family history activities. These are great for doing yourselves or for sharing with others. Let's take a look at the family activities here. Let me scroll down a bit. And we've got, here's an activity to start with. It's got some steps and a sample video to go with it. So you can browse through these and find things that will help you engage your family or friends in family history activities. We also have a group of activities for individuals. This would be like for young adults. For youth ages 12 to 18. And for children, basically ages 8 to 12. And the language level on this particular section is appropriate for kids. So kids can actually get on the website and start doing some of these activities themselves without a lot of parental supervision. Activities index. Let's go up here to the index. So like we saw for topics, this is a list of activities that's alphabetical. And you can just browse through it and say, save memories on smartphones. That looks interesting. And here's your activity right there with the links and everything. So that's a great way to get familiar with activities. There is also a planning sheet. Let's go up to activities at the bottom of the menu. It says planning sheet. And we click that and it downloads a Google Sheet for us. And notice that all of the activities are listed here on the left with links to them so that you can go to them as well. And then you have columns for a date that you're planning on having that activity, planning notes, maybe notes for next time, and you could rate the activity. So this is a handy way to keep track of what's going on with your activities, what you've done, what you want to share with others, that type of thing. Youth pages. Okay, across the top, we go to youth. Let's go to the home there. And this section is a great way to get youth interested in and involved with family history, where they can start connecting the dots to why family history is important for them. Kids and youth, that's a very pivotal time in life where if they are able to connect with ancestors and feel that sense of connection and belonging, it sets them up for success in life. A lot of studies have been done to prove that sense of connection is very valuable in terms of their self-esteem, the way they handle work and life and marriage and family challenges as well. So here we have tiles where you could go explore ancestor photos and stories, more activities, family tree, discovering places and cultures, indexing, and so on. Lots of good information there. Blog site. Okay, up across the top, we have a media menu. First item is blog. We have a blog that publishes 3 articles each Monday morning. And on the right-hand side here, you can subscribe to the Family History blog for free. You can also get it translated into whatever language you want. And these little audio buttons allow you to actually play the text of the blog so you can listen to it on your device rather than having to read it. Social media. Go back up to the media menu. We also have pages for Facebook, a YouTube channel, Twitter, Pinterest, and Instagram. So I would recommend checking out these platforms so you can connect with us. It's a great way to find out what we're doing. We have tips and for example, on Facebook, we have thousands and thousands of users who follow our page and share tips and ideas and so forth. So it's a good place to gather additional information. Faiths. I'll go up to the faiths menu here, and you'll see there's Church of Jesus Christ, Catholic, Protestant, Jewish. Let's take a look at the Catholic page for a moment. And here you can learn all about the Catholic records and Catholic family history resources that are available. You can also go up here to goal number 2 and do research by country. So here there's a list of countries that typically have a lot of Catholic records and research resources. So you can click and go to whatever items are there for church research and resources. Okay, we could also learn more about Protestant research. So I'm going to do a closed choices, and we see Protestant, Baptist, Episcopal, Lutheran, Methodist, Presbyterian, Quaker, etc. And we can research by country there. So we have all these different countries that you could check out church records that deal with Protestant branches. There's also a Church of Jesus Christ page that has instructions and resources that would be of interest for members of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. There's also a Come Follow Me companion. And briefly, this basically walks you through a synchronized schedule. So if you're following the Come Follow Me study program, you can click one of these lessons and you'll get a synchronized but family history approach lesson that lines up with what you've been learning week by week. Okay, countries menu. This is one of the biggest and most popular areas of the family history guide. So let's go over here to the countries menu. And first of all, we'll go to these region areas. So if I click a region, you can see that there are countries that open up, or areas, British Isles, so forth. And I can click any one of these, for example, Ireland, and I go directly to that page. Notice across the top, we have the goals. So research, archives, civil registration, land, whatever you're interested in, and links to articles and videos for each of those. So you can explore those as well. There is a link for all countries in the menu. If I go back up here and go to all countries, this gives me an alphabetized list of countries available, country pages available in the Family History Guide. So you could see Ireland here or whatever else you're looking for. And notice that these are the countries with the most records. So we also have a link for more countries. So if you go over here to the left and see this more countries link, if I click that, I get a really long list of countries, and these are the smaller countries in terms of records. So for example, Aruba, and this is in the Caribbean, so I would be able to find a few links to records and other resources for research that are available in the Caribbean. And that's what happens if you click the more countries link there. Let's take a look at ethnic research. So near the bottom of the countries menu, I can click ethnic, and then scroll down a bit and you see choices for African American, Asian, Basque, Hispanic, Jewish, or Native American. And if I select African American, for example, here are your goals across the top. And here are choices, links to articles and videos. So these are very helpful as well for doing ethnic research. Countries knowledge base. Let's go back to countries menu. At the very bottom, you'll see this countries KB, or countries knowledge base. So this is similar to the general knowledge base that we saw before, except that it's designed for countries. So I could click Denmark, church records, census, whatever I want to learn about. And this is a great resource because if you're doing research in a country that you may not be that familiar with, this is a great way to get a foothold for the types of records, the types of approaches, and even the history that you would need to know about to get started with doing research in a particular country. That's the country's knowledge base. United States page. This is the largest country page in the Family History Guide. So when we go up here at the top, we can see United States. We'll click that. And the goals here are divided up into A, B, C, like records, vital records, census, immigration. A lot of information there, but I'll just highlight a couple of them and you can explore the rest of these when you have time. Census records by decades. Let's click that. And I'm going to do a close choices here. And you'll see that we have all the decades of resources for articles and videos. And notice that there are links to worksheets and other items. And at the top, you've got census headings. So if you're wondering about, oh, census headings, what types of information were included in each of the different census decades? This particular resource helps you delineate that pretty easily. So the real wealth of the Family History Guide, you might say, is in those links to articles and videos. When you're learning about things, you just snap out to an article or a video and you come away with some helpful nuggets of information that will help you with your research or your learning. Another one is E, military by conflict. Let's do a closed choices there. Revolutionary War, Civil, World War I and II, so forth. So you've got intro videos as well as other resources from Ancestry, Family Search, all sorts of different blog articles, Amy Johnson Crow, for example. State pages. If I scroll up a bit, right underneath the Statue of Liberty picture here is a list of US states. So I'm going to go to California, for example. That's where I'm from. And here you have the goals across the top and you can get to pretty much, any piece of information you need to there. So the state pages, obviously all 50 states plus Washington, D.C. and Puerto Rico are available. County links. All right, so you see just below the state list, there is a CA counties. That takes us to the bottom of the page where we have an alphabetical list of counties in California. So green means that it's Family Search counties page, A for Ancestry, L for Linkpendium, G for Genealogy Inc., U for US GenWeb, and if available, F for the particular Facebook page of that county. So I'm from Ventura County. Let's go down here and we open up the Family Search page for Ventura County and see the resources there. And I can scroll through that and there's quite a lot of information there. If you're not familiar with Linkpendium, I would highly recommend that. If I click the L for Linkpendium in Ventura County, I'll start scrolling down, and there is a ton of great information here. I'm still scrolling, and I've barely gotten to the letter M here, so there's lots of avenues that you can explore there. Quick links. Okay, quick links basically take you to record collection screens so you can do searches. So notice up at the top here, we have all these lightning bolts. Wherever you see a lightning bolt, that indicates that a quick link is available. So I'm going to go here. I'm in goal number 3, and let's see, California Death Index, FS Family Search, MH, MyHeritage, AC, Ancestry.com. So I'm here at a death index. Notice that I just did one click, and immediately I can start searching in Family Search in this particular record collection. I didn't have to wend my way through a bunch of Family Search menus and screens and so forth. I read what I needed to know, and then I'm ready to search, and away you go. And you could do the same thing with MyHeritage, Ancestry.com, Family Search at Ancestry.com, select marriages, for example. And here you are ready to search in Ancestry without having to navigate through a bunch of screens as well. So this is a good time-saving tool for you. Wherever you see the lightning bolts, whether it's within the US states, or any foreign country, the quick links are generally available there. England, Canada, Australia. So let's go up here, and for example, England. Here's a list of the counties in England, and I could click any of these and go to the county and have your goals across the top, and some quick links, links to articles and videos. So you're ready to go with whatever county research you would want to do. Also in Canada, there are links to Canadian provinces. So underneath the picture here, we have Ontario, for example. We could go there and start getting a foothold with Ontario research. Likewise with states in Australia, the same type of thing here listed. The vault. All right, let's go across the top here, and the vault. So you probably have noticed that in the Family History Guide, excuse me, clicked the wrong thing. In the Family History Guide, there are never more than 1 or 2 links to articles and videos per step. And the reason we did that is because we don't want to overload people with too much information, too many things to learn or see or do. But what if you're interested in going more in depth on a particular topic or aspect? That's what the vault is for. So I'll go to the main page in the vault here, and you notice you have all these categories up here, and you have links to lots and lots of additional videos and articles. So if I were interested in, let's say, stories. So here are links to videos and articles, or storytelling, descendancy research. You can click whatever topic up here, England parish records and church records. So these are great ways to dive in deeper and find more information on topics that you're particularly interested in. And we say that the Family History Guide is like a library, and then the vault is like the basement where you get into the really extensive and extra information. So that's good if you're particularly interested in a number of topics. Online tracker. Okay, we're coming down to the finish line here. The online tracker is the only part of the Family History Guide that actually does require a username and password. Everywhere else in the Family History Guide, you just go to the website and access it, and you can browse. No membership is needed. You won't see any advertising, no fees, whatever. The online tracker is also free, but it does require a username and password so we can keep your learning data protected. So first thing you would do is register, create like an email and password combination. I've already done that, so I'm going to log in. And here you have a list of all of the different projects in the Family History Guide with these links in green. Let's select Project 1 Family Tree. And you'll see all of the goals in Project 1 and all the choices as well. In the center part here, you have note-taking section, so you could actually type and whatever you wanted to type. And these are just some kind of dummy notes that I put in here, but you could type exactly what you've been learning, helpful notes to yourself about whatever choice you're working on in the Family History Guide. Next, in the status column, there are 4 different statuses. 0 means you have not started with a particular choice. You can set it to 1, means you've started. 2 is good, and 3 is proficient. So how do you know if you're good or proficient? Well, back in the exercises for the projects, I showed previously that you could click an exercises link and it will show good and proficient and what you need to do to achieve both of those. So that's the skill setting that you'll find back in the projects and the exercises that enables you to select the right setting here in your status. And when you change a value, then it updates with the date when you go to a different page. And you don't have to click save. The notes are automatically saved for you in the database when you do your updates. So it's a very powerful tool to help you stay up to date with your learning progress, and you don't have to worry about losing a document or where was that. It's always right there secure for you in the online tracker database. Resource stars. Okay, before I show the resource stars here, I'm going to go open up another page of the Family History Guide. And I'm going to go here in project number 1 and scroll down a bit. And you'll notice some of these stars here. Some are dark and some are open. I can, once I've logged into the online tracker, I can clear or darken any of these stars. And the point of darkening a star is that basically says, I have read this article. So it's a visual reminder to you of what you have read or what you have not read. And same thing with videos. If there's a video involved, you could click that as well. Here we go, like for a video there. Okay, so back to the tracker. This is good for viewing a single page and seeing, okay, I can see all of the items on this page that I've read, but what if you wanted to know across the entire Family History Guide, how many articles have I read and how many videos have I watched and which are they? Then you could use this stars feature. So watch what happens when I click stars. It's going to take a second, then it generates a report. And these are all of the stars that I've darkened for articles or videos. Now, personally, I've watched or read a lot more than this, but these are just the ones that I've filled in for demonstration purposes. So that way you can tell, you can see the link, so you can go directly there, and you can see the date of when you darkened that star last. Trainers menu. We won't spend a lot of time on this, but I would highly recommend, if you are doing family history training, check out the trainers menu because it has tools for presenting the Family History Guide like I'm doing now, or preparing a class in the Family History Guide. You can use the website itself instead of having to build elaborate slide decks and handouts and so forth, and teach just about any concept you want using a course catalog with hundreds and hundreds of possible courses to work from. And then there's all sorts of resources, tips, training, Facebook groups, and so forth. So I would highly recommend that. And then contact us. So if you have any tips, suggestions, questions, if you notice a problem on the website, go to the miscellaneous menu, contact us, and fill out the form, click submit, and you are ready to go. And we usually will get back to you same day, sometimes within an hour, or at the most 2 days. All right, that is a quick overview and introduction to the Family History Guide. So I will finish this segment and then let's open it up to questions. Does anyone have questions about what we've covered this evening?
Bob?
Yes.
This is Robin. When you started out, before you started your presentation, you were talking about a way that I could use. What did you? I can't remember what you told me.
Slides?
Slides,
Okay.
yes.
Yes, let's go review that. So trainers presenting the family history guide. This is the page that you want.
Okay,
So basically, you see the slides that I've been using this evening?
there we go.
There you
Okay.
go. So you would basically download this slide deck here, rename it, and then you can even customize the deck. So if you have a particular audience that's, let's say, Latter-day Saints, or a particular audience that's a genealogy society, or Family History Discovery Day, you could customize your presentation to include the types of slides that will be for your targeted audience. Now, remember, the slides don't have any detailed information on them. All those blue slides that you saw were just
Yes.
titles, pretty much.
Okay.
There are notes that help you prepare, but the slides are basically placeholders that help you say, okay, this is what I should show next. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Yes, it's just for that orientation. And then there's some tips, and you can see actually kind of a screenshot. This looks just like what I was doing. Here's the slide. I minimized the slide show down here in the corner, shared my entire screen, and that's how it's done. And we're hoping that people will start, trainers will start using this to greatly increase the number of presentations they can do about the family history guide themselves.
Good. Thank you.
You are welcome. Any other questions? Okay, I don't hear any others, but stay in tune with us. The Family History Guide, we're adding some cool videos from the previous Roots Tech. There's always something new going on. You can stay in touch with us via the blog, social media, and be sure to share the Family History Guide whenever you get the chance. There's a recent blog post about ways to do that. Um, we are not We do not charge. We are run by donations. So when people donate to the Family History Guide Association, it's tax deductible and it helps us keep showing up at things like Roots Tech and printing pass-along cards and all sorts of stuff like that.
Do it through Amazon Smile.
Wonderful. I'm glad you brought that up. So if I scroll down here, at the bottom of the screen, donate button, Amazon Smile. If you, I kid my wife that she is almost single-handedly keeping the Family History Guide Association afloat because of her purchases on Amazon Smile, and she's designated us as the preferred charitable organization. So we get a donation from Amazon, a percentage for each purchase that she makes. So it's a great way to support a worthy cause. See, there's one chat item here. It's a thank you. Kathy Clark, thank you as well. Where are you from, Kathy? Maybe she took off, but anyway, thank you. And yeah, please support the rest of our classes. I'm just going to, next week is going to be the Google Gold Mine taught by James Tanner. That's going to be a fantastic class. So be sure to come online Zoom. We'll do some PR for that. Google Gold Mine, how to do Google searches and greatly accelerate the results that you can get in your family history research. Any other questions, comments?
That schedule had me on October 5th.
Uh-oh. Then we need to, did we switch you?
No, I thought you said Michelle was going to
Oh,
switch with
no, we
Miles.
switched. No, yeah, Michelle has already switched. So are you okay for October 5th?
Oh, yeah, I am. I
Okay,
just, yeah,
yeah,
okay.
that's
Because
good.
I was down in November before.
Yeah, we'll pay you twice the normal salary if that's okay.
Okay. Thanks. I need that extra bonus.
Okay. All right. Well, if there are no